Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Matt Curran, and I'm the founder of Convene Communities. And we're really excited to be launching Convene Communities today. And the topic of the day is going to be groups. And when you're talking about groups, you're really talking about what is going to help the Convene Communities app get big and launch and grow. So today, I'm lucky enough to have Sam Struve with me, and she is from NAACS. And so, Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. So we've been working a little bit together, and introduce yourself and tell everybody what NACS is and what you do for NACS, and not just what you do for NACS, but what you do in your everyday life.
Okay, well, my name is Sam Struve. I am from NAACS, which is the National Association of Aeromedical Communication Specialists. I work for Maryland State Police, Maryland EMS in Baltimore as a communication specialist, um, and have been there for approximately 8 years.
Okay, that's good. So tell us a little bit about before we jump in onto the app and how NACS is going to use it. But tell our listeners and everybody watching the video, what does a communication specialist do as a first responder?
Well, communication specialists have several several job requirements that they have. For our program, we do primarily scene medevac, so a lot of what we do is flight following, risk assessment, watching the weather, um, making notifications to hospitals, and providing that emergency medevac response to the scenes. In many other jurisdictions and states, they also, your air ambulances are providing interfacility transports.
Yeah, so NACS as a group, and what we're going to talk about today, NACS as a group, y'all do a lot of support for all communication specialists across the country. So tell me just a little bit about NACS as an organization.
Well, as an organization, we are here to promote education and be the voice of all communication specialists across the country.
Yeah, so I was lucky enough to go out and work with you guys out at AMTC out in Long Beach, California. I taught your advanced course, and we're going to actually set up a group for the advanced course as we move forward and teach that. But you also teach other courses, and we'll touch on those as we go through the groups. So let's jump right in. I don't want this one to take too long, but like I talked about before, groups is everything inside of the Convene first responders. Now you can break groups down into many different areas. So Convene First Responders is the overarching group, but within that, you can see that we have, uh, we have groups, or we will have groups for paramedics, fire, law enforcement, um, helicopter EMS, communication specialists. So, anything that really involves being a first responder will help us, form these groups and grow within the group. So let's look at groups. If on the top tab, you can see, that y'all are in the beginning stages of the first Convene first responder, and I appreciate that. But you can see that we have two groups here for NACS, and we're going to create a third group. So here in the first group, this is what groups can do for you. So now the big goal of groups within the Convene app is now you basically have your own social media group. Now NACS has a website, and it's a great website that is a lot of resources on there that has to do with NACS itself, but there's no really social piece to that. So first thing I'm going to do is, put something in here and show you how we can just use this as a social piece. You can see that Sam here has been putting in some stuff earlier, and 20 hours ago, yesterday, you put in stuff to congratulate the flight communication class. Tell us about, where was that class at?
Oh, let's see here. That class was at Erlanger, and I believe, do I have control here? Can I?
Now, can you see my screen?
I can see yours.
Yeah.
So I also attached a picture there with it.
Okay.
Um, but they are our most current class that has successfully completed the Certified Flight Communicator course.
Yeah. So there you go. So I just expanded it, and there you can see that the class that graduated right there. So again, so she's able to write a post, congratulate the class, and let them know, that they're proud of them for completing that course. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you one thing. I'm going to post a picture just so you can see how this works. So when I do this, I'm going to add a URL. I'm going to come in here or add a picture, and I'll come in here and look for this one right here. So for NAACS, this is a picture of me and Steve Goff, and I'm just going to write thanks to NAACS for being a part of. Okay, so what I posted is a picture here, and I'm going to add it, and this is a picture of me and Steve Goff, who is the current president of NAACS. So this is taken out at AMTC out in Long Beach, California, when I taught the advanced course. So you can see that it's very simple to do that. You're able to come in and just like Facebook, just like all the other social media that you're used to, you're able to put pictures in. You can add videos in off a YouTube or Vimeo URL, and then you can basically take, if there's certain posts out there that are good posts, you can take it and put this in here. I'll give you an example of that. If we come to the Convene First Responders site, and I go to the front page, I just open up another tab and I go to the front page, and you'll see down here in the post for to go one to say no, this is actually an article that I wrote coming out of the communications course, and it talks about how you guys as communication specialists are really watching over our shoulders as we do things. So put that in there. I can preview that. There it is. And we can add the link in here. So now there's another post again. So really what I'm getting at is that now this tool is a little bit more than just a place to go and find stuff. It can become your group's social media. Where did this come from and why did I do it? When I was originally setting up Convene First Responders, and I went out and I talked to a lot of volunteer firemen and stuff like that, they don't have a website. They don't have a place to go and call their home. So within the first responders and Convene First Responders, part of my goal was to build them a resource where they could use their groups as a website for themselves and for their groups. So that's kind of the idea for that. All right. Okay. Next area that we can go into National Association for Communication Specialists, Air Medical Communication Specialists, is they all have a forum. So Sam, what would be a good forum topic we could start for communication specialists, if you could think of one? I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh my goodness, you're supposed to tell me these things ahead of
time. How about what you taught a class out at Long Beach?
Oh, well, do you want to go with the sleep deprivation, or do you want to go with the?
How about is your comm center prepared? Tell us why that was important, and tell me a little bit about that and why that is. Yeah, that's a good topic.
Being from Baltimore, I'm in the middle of a podcast. Steve just stopped in to say hi.
Okay.
So being from Baltimore, we were able to unfortunately experience firsthand what it is like to be cut off from the rest of the world when there are riots outside your door. And it was a very enlightening experience for us, to say the least. We ended up being protected by multiple armed guards and were secluded to our comm center for several days. So we felt that it was definitely an important topic to discuss to make sure that each center is prepared in case of an emergency. It doesn't always have to be a riot. It could be a weather event, natural disaster, that type of thing, but definitely something that people need to consider.
Yeah, so when that all kicked off and the riots in Baltimore kicked off, you were in the comm center how many days before able to leave?
We were here for over 48 hours before we were able to leave.
All right, so I'm going to put that in here. And
Thank you.
I can't type today. Okay, so that's just an example of one that what it could be, and it can be really any topic that comes out to what for your organization. But now what we have in here for NAACS is we have when we go into our forums, we have a forum so that we can start and we can talk to. Okay, so now going to the calendar, you'll see this is the calendar, and I'm going to jump in. I'm going to kind of jump ahead because you see right here there's no event scheduled for NAACS at this current point because we're just getting this one stood up. But let me jump ahead to what a member group is. What a member group is part of NAACS, and maybe it's a course, and we're going to create one here in just a second. But when we're talking about the calendar, you can see that under the member group here, we have certified flight communicators. And what that is a course that NAACS teaches. So I'm going to come into this group that Sam has created. And when I go into the calendar here, you can see that there is courses in here. You can see there's a lot of courses in here. And so from those courses in here, we can click on one of them, and it's going to give us all the information about that course, where it's at, and when it is, and it will even open up a Google map that will take us to that course where it's at, the Elizabethan Municipal Airport there. All right, so to do that, it's pretty simple to do that. So when I come back to the calendar function, I want to add a new event. I go to whatever date that might be, and let me minimize here. And we have an event here. So we're going to teach another air medical course, and it's going to be the Air Resource Group. So I'm going to copy that information, and it's going to be December 5th. And Sam, you didn't put this one in there, did you?
No, not yet. Okay. Which one is that? That's
the December 5th course.
I think I put in December 4th and 5th.
Okay. Actually, I think it is right here. So, but I'll just come down here and show. So it is already in here. So basically how she did that is she basically came and put the title and the date and then the time, put the course outline in here, and then from putting the course outline and then the location. So it's very simple to do, and what I'll do is I'll just open it back up and I'll show you exactly what Sam put in. And here it is. It's certified communicator course, Kansas City, Missouri. This is the description of the course, and this is the location of the course. So you can continue to put those in. You can edit them and all that. So that's just another function that we have within our groups there. So documents, the other thing, this is like Google Documents. So within Google Documents, we can add and create documents. So very simple concept. If we give the document a title, we can put what the document is about, and then we add a document. So now you're able to share documents across the course. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop a document in here, and we'll call it the scenario development template. And this is so these guys can use this template to create scenarios to put inside the app. All right. Okay, and then if I add file, I can come in here and select the file. I can find the template, which is on the front page here somewhere. Scenario development template right here. And I'm going to open it, and there it is. It's downloaded within it, and now there it is. So now we have a document that they can use moving forward, because part of the feature of using the app is to be able to create documents and to be able to create scenarios within your group. All right. So let me get back to this group. All right. I want to go back to the NAACS website, and I want to talk about members. Is pretty self-explanatory, just like anything we're used to, any social media we're used to. It's just like having friends. But the difference is that you have two types of group. You have a private group and you have a public group. So the private group and public group, if it's a public group, then anybody can join without approval. If it is a private group, then when you come into the site and you click on it, it'll send a request to one of the administrators. You can see me and Chris and Sam. I'll eventually come off here. They will be the administrators for it. So if this group were private, then you have to come in and request it, to be a part of the group. Let's talk about this member group. So what's another course, Sam, that you guys teach for NAACS?
We have the Advanced Communication Specialist course as well.
Who's going to teach that in the future?
I don't know, some fantastic pilot.
Thank you. This is a course that I'll be teaching coming up in the future, and so I'm going to create this group, and it is the Advanced Communicator course. Tell me a little bit about this course.
The advanced course is designed for most of it's geared more towards your managers, your lead comspecs, people that have some experience, that have already taken the Certified Flight Communicator course. Topics include decision making, a little bit of advanced weather, risk assessment, emergency preparedness, those type of topics, but everything goes in a whole lot more in depth than the Certified Flight Communicator.
Yeah. Okay. So here it is. I copied and pasted the Advanced Communicator course, the course description, and we can put this in here. I'm going to call it Advanced All right, so there's one. Let's put a comma, and we'll put NAACS. All right, well, I went past that, but that's in there. The tag is in there. So the next thing you know, it comes to the group hierarchy. So what happens in the group hierarchy now is I can set who I want this group to belong to. So it's not really a subgroup of the certified flight because this is the advanced course. It is the parent group is NAACS. So we'll keep that the same, and then allow members, only group members to create member groups. So that means that somebody from the outside cannot come in and create a member group. And in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to change that to only group admins. So, anybody cannot just come in and create a member group on here. So only Sam and Chris can do that currently. Okay, so what do we want this group to be? Do we want it to be a private or a public group? Sam, what do you want? Do you think this?
I guess we could keep it. We can keep it public.
Okay, we'll keep this one public. And then the other option is which members are allowed to invite others. Anybody who can invite others and enable email notifications. So we do want that. We'll click on that. And then do we want a group forum? I say yes. It's always good to be able to talk. Do we want documents, BuddyPress documents? Yes, we do. And so now we want to create the avatar for the page. So we'll select a file. Okay, and then I have a picture right here. Just put the NAACS logo in here. And there it is. We can crop it. And there it is. It should be good. Then I'm going to come back in, and now I can invite other people. So here it is. These are anybody who's a member of my groups that I personally have. And you can see that I am still on NAACS, so I'm going to go ahead and invite certain people that I know are a part of NAACS to be a part of this. And let's see, am I missing by Steve and Steph and Sean? All right, so those people, now that I sent that and I finish it, they're going to get an email that invites them to be a part of this group. All right, we got one thing missing here. We can come back into our manage group, and we want to put a cover picture on it. So we go to cover image. We've just happened to have a cover image ready to go. It's up here. And now when I come to the top, you'll see, well, we go to the page. It's kind of getting cut off, but let me go to the groups, see if it showed properly. So there it is. If not, I'll adjust this here in just a little bit. We need to adjust that up. All right, so now the group it's completely formed, and we'll get the Advanced Communicator Specialist course in there, and we have members that are invited, and now we're ready to go. So one of the big things now, I want to just jump into this real quick just to show you, and I'm going to come over to the scenarios. And so if I jump into scenarios, this is the way that you'll manage your scenario-based training. So as I'm working with NAACS and I'm building this course for NAACS and working with them, I can come in and I can use this scenario-based training to help facilitate and manage my training. So here's our medical communication specialist. This is a scenario that's been written specifically for them. I can come in to assign scenarios. Once I come to assign scenarios, this is a scenario. Now I can assign this out specifically to the advanced communicator specialist. So as I come into that group, or I can assign it to the communicator specialist, I'm going to assign it to both groups. And I hit, now it is assigned into their inbox. All right. So for example, just because I can do this, we'll go into, all right, and then when I switch to him, I go to scenarios, and you can see here he has an assigned scenario since he's part of the NAACS group, and that's the one that I used a minute ago to assign out. All right, so what do you think, Sam?
I'm excited.
Well, I really appreciate NAACS and all the support that y'all have given me. So this is really good.
The training opportunities are going to just be fantastic, and we're really looking forward to being able to accredit some of it as Con Ed and definitely move forward.
Yeah, the Con Ed piece is really big, and what will happen with that is NAACS will take the app, and they're already pushing it to the appropriate authorities to make it count as part of their Con Ed, and now they'll be able to have a tool that they'll be able to use for scenario-based training. And a big part, again, of scenario-based training that we really want to create that culture here. We want to create a culture where people feel like they can share and they can share their experiences and knowledge. And I think NAACS really took that on board when I was out there teaching them, is that they want people to share their experiences. And the more experiences that y'all can share across the board amongst your groups, the better off you're going to be. And by creating these groups, hopefully your certified flight communicators and your advanced communicators, they're going to form, a bond and be able to, it doesn't matter if you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, if there's a flight or a call that comes in, you're going to be able to take that flight or call and write a scenario. It'll come into you guys, and then from there you'll be able to push it out to all of your people. That way it builds situational awareness and builds their shared learning knowledge. So it's exciting. I appreciate it. What else you got?
Well, very excited to be part of it with you.
All right, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming on and sitting through this with me and listening to me talk. And I really appreciate you today setting up the 3 groups and are helping set up the 3 groups. And so NAACS is off and running, leading the way with the Convene First Responder site. So I'm looking forward to working with y'all more and looking forward to working with you in the future. And the call has gone out to all ComSpecs, part of NAACS, to become a member of this group. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sam, and I look forward to talking to you more. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Take care, you too. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I put it out on NAACS site, and Steve shared it, and I shared it, and
Yeah.
so, and it actually looking at the affiliates page right now.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it's already had 6 clicks on it,
There we go.
so yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it'll happen. Maybe, hopefully, more of them will just jump on and they'll realize what it is. So that would be good. All
Sounds
right.
good.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you.
darling.
All right.
Talk to
See
you
you.
later. Bye.